Hey, welcome back to the channel, y'all. So today, gonna show you how to quickly do something that if you're doing any kind of heavy work on a engine, you need to know how to do. And this mainly applies to small block Fords, but a similar method can be figured out for just about any engine. It's really easy with Fox bodies because we have two things going for us. We're old school. We have a harmonic balancer with timing marks, right? And we also have a distributor. So the method I'm going to show you, normally you probably need to remove the heads or do some kind of funky stuff. But I'm going to show you how you can do it with just taking a few simple parts off and with a few simple tools, and yeah, how to easily tell where number one cylinder is top dead center. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Alright, so you need to find top dead center on cylinder number one for whatever reason. Maybe you're doing a cam, maybe you need to change rockers or do something like that, and you don't want to have to pull the cylinder heads and pull the intake. Well, stay tuned because this one's going to be for you. First thing you got to know is understand is how the force is, internal gasoline engines, internal combustion gasoline engines are a 4-stroke system, which means every piston in every firing cycle goes up once, down once, up once, down once. So it actually goes up twice and down twice, because you got the power stroke, the exhaust stroke, the intake stroke, and then the compression stroke. Okay, power stroke's down, exhaust stroke's up, intake stroke's down, compression stroke's up. So with that being said, every time the crankshaft turns around, it's not a 360-degree cycle, it's a 720-degree cycle. So each firing cycle for each cylinder is 2 revolutions of the crankshaft. So your timing marks, your top dead center 0 mark, is what we're going to utilize for reference. You actually have it hit it twice, and you might be on the top of the compression stroke entering the power stroke, which is the one you want, or you could be at the top of the exhaust stroke entering the intake stroke. So how do you know the difference? Well, let me show you how to do that. A couple specialty tools, mostly hand tools. The way I'm going to show you, you do need to be able to turn the crank. One thing you will need that I like to use is some tube. This is out of a leak down tester. It's really handy. I use this for a lot of different things, especially like finding top dead center. There's multiple uses you could use this hose for out of the leak down tester, besides doing a leak down test. You could also use a compression tester hose, but if you're going to do that, you need to remove the pintle valve that's in the end, because it won't let you the air go both ways. So, but I'll get to that. All right. So what do we got to do? Well, first we got to get all the spark plugs off, get the plug wires out of the way. I'll actually just go ahead and take the cap off. I'm going to get the intake out of the way for a later thing. That's not necessary. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and remove the fan and shroud because it's the one I'm using is kind of in the way, and I'm not really, you know, it's in the way, and it's going to make it easier for me to turn the crankshaft. So let me get those things done real quick, and I'll be right back. So, pretty much ready to go here. Got everything out the way. Got my 24 with an extension to turn the crank. I've already got it set up in top dead center, but I just want to show something, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So, take a look. See, I have a green mark at 0. And take the distributor off it. So that is number 1 right there. And it's 1, 3, 7, 2, 6, 5, 4, 8. Well, if I was on the wrong cycle, the cap would be pointing at around number 6 and be 180 degrees off. So if it's pointing near here, that means I'm pretty much at top dead center. That is, of course, pending your balancer isn't slipped, which is common. So careful on that. Plus, make sure it depends that your distributor's correctly in place. So I'm a little off, as you can see. That's number 1. Line it up again. It's actually in between, so it's actually advanced a little bit, or retarded, I can't remember which. I'll show you here in a second. Get the distributor out the way. But to prove the concept, what I'm going to do is turn it in firing sequence. I'll turn it 1 rotation, and it should be roughly right here, where number 6 would, roughly around number 6. And then I'll turn it again, and I want to show you what I do with my hose. You don't necessarily need this hose to do this. For this test, you can actually just stick your finger in the hole. But you go to number 1, thread this in here, and basically when you start approaching top dead center, you stick your finger in it over here, and you should feel blowing, and then once you go past top dead center, you should start feeling sucking. That verifies that you're actually at top dead center at that transition point. So anyway, let me get set up. I'll start turning it, and we'll go from there. So I'm not going to be able to, there's no good place to set the camera over here. In fact, I wish I had a camera person, but I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you over here, and you can watch when I turn this crank. You watch the cap go. See what I mean? See, it's over here, around number 6. Now, I'm going to thread this hose in. At least attempt to, anyway. Helps to get the straightest shot possible when you're threading, because The hose will find its way in, but it makes it a lot easier if you don't have to. Alright, so I got my hose on number 1. Did you hear that? That was the exhaust stroke finishing. It just shot out. Or no, I'm sorry. That was the compression stroke starting. So, see, it's. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can actually hear air hissing out of this. Now, I'm at 0. I really need to I want to get a shorter socket or shorter extension. And I just have to deal with it, but okay. All right. So that tells me that I'm at top dead center on cylinder number 1. It really it would be easier if you had a buddy that could, because you can't really hear the sucking, but you can definitely hear it blowing out. So you know you're right there. As you can see, it's up around number 1. I do believe my harmonic balancer has slipped a little, but that'll be okay because I have a spare. Anyway, that's pretty much going to conclude it for this one. I wasn't really trying to make a big long video. Actually probably went longer than I intended, but I hope that helped y'all in any way, shape, or form. Just remember, it all depends on your harmonic balancer being in good shape. You have to be able to also, if it's rusted out and you can't see your timing marks, it's not really very good. So if you're changing out your harmonic balancer, one way you could tell if you're at top dead center on your, if you're going that far, you'll see the keyway. Now it could be the opposite, top dead center of the exhaust stroke, but you can't screw up installing a harmonic balancer because it's keyed, so don't worry about that. But it also just depends on your distributor being timed correctly. And yeah, so anyway, if you found this video helpful at all, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll be back.